For this video, I'm going to make use of a couple of different pens I like. This is a gel pen, Pilot G2. This is a typical liquid ink from Staples, cheap OptiFlow. And my ultimate favorite pen is the Uniball pen. So I want to show you some different things you can do with some pen and wash. So as a demo, I'm going to kind of do three sort of versions with three different pens. Okay, so the first, I'm going to just do kind of a nice light contour line. This is the Gel G2 Pilot. I might throw a few little lines in, like a crosshatch in here, but I'm basically going to let the media of watercolor become the color part for this, and I'm just going to do a very light drawing with some contour line. Okay, so that's the gel pen, the Pilot G2. This is the OptiFlow from Staples. Notice I got a little bit more richness in the ink here, the thickness of the line, the depth of the line. I'm going to kind of try to do or mimic the same thing so you can see variations to all three. And then this one is the Uniball pen. A thinner line, but the quality of ink kind of appears to be a little bit more like the Staples OptiFlow. Now I'm going to take time to, I would do something obviously a little bit more complex than a sphere, but I'm sticking with the spheres just for all of my demo examples. I want to use some basic shapes. Here's the OptiFlow. Okay, I'm going to do some coloration with watercolor. Keep in mind the idea here is not to paint in a drawing, but I might give just a little bit of color to my object. Now notice with the gel pen, what's starting to happen to my color. I put yellow down, it touches the pen, and I get this flow. I may like that on a bigger object. Maybe I'm drawing some flowers or something like that. That may be a great look if my lines are not quite so close together. I'm going to use some violet in the shadow, and that starts to kind of mix in really well. I'm going to do the same way I went there in the OptiFlow. So I'm going to start with some yellow up here. It's touching the line. And I'm going to get another bleed, but it's not quite as bad. So I may be able to keep a little more consistency of my color with the OptiFlow versus the gel pen. Here's some violet going in. That too stays a little bit more violet. Okay. And last but not least, my personal favorite. Did I say that already? You bet I did, because I love this pen. Here's my Uniball. If I want to keep a sense of my line, but not have a lot of merge and shifting and mixing with my pen, this Uniball is perfect for that. I'll plop in some violets as well, give you an idea of how that is going to retain. Ooh, that's maybe a little bit too much violet. How that's going to retain that quality. What happens when you touch wet on wet? But I'm going to keep that sense of placement of line in the Uniball pen. So again, depending upon what effect you're looking for, if you want something to get a little bit of a bleed to it, and you want it to be just slightly blurred like this, you may want to go with one of these more liquidy pens. Okay, if you want to keep your edges, you may want to stick with that Uniball. Maybe do a very light pencil drawing with a 2H pencil, pop back over your lines with a Uniball to clarify them, and then come in and just swipe some paint in. The key thing I want everyone to remember in this drawing video that's using watercolor is this is not a painting. Okay, so the idea here is to just put a little splash of some color in, not to paint, and then use the pen to say that we're doing a drawing.